It's recording. Yeah, I'm recording. Perfect. All right, guys. So let's start by going to Discord and see what we're going to talk about. Oh, let me shut computer audio. Perfect. So there's Amanda Seyfried there. Very cute. Um, I mean the reason I really didn't um, m- you know, join a live stream before was because there was not really much to talk about. We we probably have been already how long have been moving in this range for 34 days, so it's a full month or 4 weeks. I mean, we were able to scalp here, scalp here, scalp here, and we scalp this here too. Stopped trading like a week ago around this area because I was expecting the price to come up here, then go down again, and then to cuff from here. So, oh, sorry for that. Just go back to the screen. All right. Yep. So we were here 34 days, like I mentioned just a second ago. Summary for the past month. We were able to take most of these waves or swings in a more or lesser degree. We really made some good trades and had some good profits, I can say, in the past month. Now for this last one, I price went up, as you know, and I was just avoided trading this area because I just wanted to price to go down to get into our longs before the price finally kicks up. Of course, suffice to say, this move, the short area was here. So this movement definitely threw me off. However, I didn't want to long yesterday because I definitely saw coming that we were going to have this. I mean, of course, some of you are not were not aware of my thoughts because this is something that I discussed last night with the other students. We were talking about the charts using the waves and particle system, but I told them that I was not feeling really good with this pump. I was I was definitely not going too long here, and I didn't want to short either. But I felt something was not right. So today was a clear confirmation to my feelings, to the feelings I had last night. So it's good to see. Also, as you can see here, look where the price bounced right here. This is just crazy. It's exactly at 91.40, which is the level that I believe this chart, I put it up a few days ago. Exact this one. There you go. 91.35. You can see it here. Price went up to 10.5, bounced exactly from that level. Um, with that being said, that's great for the system. It definitely tells you how accurate the system can be. However, the reason I didn't long or didn't have orders is because, in my opinion, this is the first shakeout of a few we're going to have in the coming probably 10 days or so. So instead of longing here, I mean, we don't have to be worried because you just can set a stop loss here and then you can have as many shakeouts as possible. What I like to do at moments like this is to get closer to the date that I have plotted out. So the date that I have right now is June 8th. That's going to be around here. So instead of longing on our area at this moment, I rather try to catch a long there closer to the pivot date, because first that will avoid all of the possible shakeouts in here. Second of all, that will work against in favor of a risk, because if we trade up here, then we're probably going to have better signals that are going to confirm whether we're bullish or bearish. So probably the chart is going to shape up in a better fashion, and we're going to have a clear and a better confirmation. Right. So so that's what I'm planning to do, and nothing has changed. Hopefully, I mean, thankfully, nothing has changed according to the rest of the ideas that I shared in the past. So we had this going up until 98 and then coming down to 89. So we extended a little bit more towards the 10.5, 10.4 area. And then now, in a single day today, we reached the buy area again. However, like I said, nothing has changed. So that's on the smaller level action and the plan action we've had for the last couple of weeks. So everything is good. I'm still expecting the price action. As long as we hold this level, I'm still expecting the price to go from 91 to 11.8. That's still the plan. It's going to be invalidated. Oh, sorry. Okay. Um, there's still a plan. Long in here in this area, or buying in this area, and going to 11.8. Nothing will change in that area unless we effectively close or break 88 or something like that. So basically this level, 86.30. If we close under that level, probably this will turn into a short scenario where the target, we'll talk about the targets in a second, but so far good. Here's another score. It wasn't really showing Amanda. So all good there on the micro. On the small time frames, well, this is 12 hour, but this is the same 4 hour. So if we move on to the daily, things should look pretty good. So there are a few things that we can talk about here. So first of all, let me get rid of this. Um, Ichimoku wise, this is bullish. This is bullish. Price is bouncing from the Kijun, which is strong indication of a strong momentum. The Chiku is, you know, dealing some turmoil in the price. Probably, hopefully, it will go up once it gets out of this mini price action here. But everything looks great so far. Looks safe. However, we have three touches at the important level. We'll discuss that in a second. Let's go to the weekly. All right. So if we go here, we can see roughly. Let me get rid of this Kumo. Right. You can see roughly that the important level seems to be, um, I mean, like around this area. So we break here, find support, 1, 2, 3 touches. We break a fourth, then we retest 1, 2. This cluster looks to be like the third time or so, third time. So 99. I remember that clearly. 99 is the most important level, like bull bear level since like 2016, 2015. 99 is the line in the sun. So above 99, price is bullish, below, price is bearish. So two things can happen here. As you can see, let's go actually to the monthly. So we have a better idea of the current state in the price action. So this is the monthly. No, this is the 12-hour. This is a golden ratio. And where's the monthly? Monthly should be, well, let's take this one. So monthly. All right. In the monthly, there are a few things to consider. First of all, is this one right here. Is that, there you go. This is a one. Second touch, we just got the third touch. So third touch, give us one clue. And is that the next one is probably going to break it. Now, my experience, a breakout can happen right away in the next candle, or it can happen in this one because this is monthly. Maybe the weekly gets rejected here, and then the next week we'll break that, and we'll have four touches. But that's one scenario. The other scenario that I've been thinking about is the head and shoulders. It's something that we could definitely consider, and that'd be awesome because it'll give the price some, you know, impulse to retest key areas that were not tested before. So as you can see here, we have an important level around, this is a key one. So this one right here, boom, we retested that. Let's can go into full momentum. We retested this one too. The other one seems to be around here. It looks the same story, but then we get into this. This, you can see it's a very important level. You can see support here, then resistance, then it makes a retest, this breakout, then it goes down here, it makes a retest again, then it goes up. It kind of looks like it did close right at the line, retested, and it went up from there. But I'm not quite sure that. I mean, it can be, cannot be, whatever it is. This is the level that might be interesting to see being retested. This is 77, and this is 69. So basically, this area would be amazing, and it would definitely play a part in the head and shoulders scenario. So the head and shoulders would be something like this, like this, like this here, then something like this, and then something like this. And you have your head and shoulders there. And particularly Bitcoin, it likes to reverse with inverse head and shoulders on major trends. Inverse head and shoulders was a huge occurrence in the past, throughout all 2016, 2017. Like if you go to the daily and stuff like that, this one was a head and shoulders, this one was a head and shoulders, and I believe this one was too. So I wouldn't be surprised if this happens. If this happens, that's amazing. Because we're going to be able to low between 7 and 6. Obviously, everyone is so bullish right now, and actually, this matches the smaller time frame formations. One of them is if we go to the daily and we work and we take this as a channel, we got some level here, we have a second level here, and probably something like this. There you go. So as you can see here, we have one, we have two, and we have three touches. This is the reason why we need to be careful of this area, and I rather trade breakouts than actual top or bottom levels, because check this out. Uh, our level was said was 91, which is the one the price touched right there. So what the hell is this? All right. So this is a level, and the other one to break obviously is 10.5, which is right here. So right now we're in the middle of the pocket. Basically, this is like, a decision point, like a decision area. We should expect price to behave erratically and, you know, um, and offer like weird price action here. You can see it there. You can see it right here too. Like it kind of break, but then it was rejected here, and then it was resistance. You can see the same thing happen here. The level, all of these too, and you can see all this cluster here also. So this is definitely an important area. Like I said, the conditions are set for a breakout either way because, as you can see, we have one, two, three touches in here, so the price can easily just go up from there to 11,800 or 13,000 each, which is what we have right now. But we can ignore the fact that we have three touches in here too. So we have an important date coming up, June 8th. We know that. With that being said, there you go. June 8th is here. So June 8th is probably going to dictate whether this is going to go up or this is going to go down. Um, if this go down, then the target it's going to be exactly the area. We're going to say this breaks down here on June 8th. So that target is going to be exactly 68. If we check the Kumo on the daily, see, it's way below the Kumo. You can expect some um, price action in there. If we go to the micro, to the formations to see if this is a top formation or not, this could be arguably a bearish ascending triangle. This is going to be key because look at this. We have two touches up here and we have two touches down here. So a good metric to know if this is going to break up or below is going to be the third touch. So we have one and two, and we have one and we have two. So we have the date, which is here on the 8th, and I believe there's another one on the 11th. Like this is my system, and this is Gan's system. So it's probably a cluster around that area. But the first place that takes the third touch, either here or here, that's probably going to be the direction of that breakout. If you measure that to the level, that's going to be roughly the same target, like 71, 69 is the same here. Also, in terms of my system, there are a few other metrics that we can discuss. Let me go to the 3-day really quick. There you go. You can see here on the 3-day, Chico broke the Kumo. You can see how flat this is right here. That means this is a strong support. And it's funny that it's the same level that we have in terms of targets and in terms of gone, in terms of waves and particles. So if the price really, really goes down, I highly doubt it goes below 71 or 68. And if you see where that level is, that will play exactly the same level of the inverted head and shoulders right there and right there. So as you can see, there's some confluence forming with the different, um, levels, ideas, and stuff like that. Uh, so I'd say the next core for action for Bitcoin would be to watch this area in the next week or so, um, and and just wait. I mean, if we're going to short it, it's better to short the confirmation at 89, go down here, or if we're going too long, I mean, if we get a third touch here, this is probably going to go down, whether a lot or whether a little is going to go down. Then it will be better to get a long around the area or even at the breakout, which is how people are really trading Wall Street. So if we get, if, because this ascending triangle can break both ways, by the way. So if we measure this target would be around, yeah, 12 to 12, the same thing that we're looking for in terms of, there's resistance right there. So if if we're gonna long instead of longing here, and risking a possible and crazy candle, I mean, it's better to long a little bit later or around the dates that we have been discussing. If we get the third touch here, then open a leverage in or buying Bitcoin there and just waiting until we reach the target. Both ways have a strong and compelling, uh, signals, so to speak. And happy that at the beginning of March and the end of April, I said on the last stream and on the group that May was going to be mostly sideways. And that's exactly what happened. We needed a strong accumulation or distribution, whatever it is. It's the same, it doesn't matter. We're probably going to be really nice. We're going to trade that in a very nice way. So going back to the monthly, which is right here, there are a few interesting things. And this is a recurring theme. Since I started talking about the monthly in Ichimoku, which was around, I don't know, February or January, I have been saying the same thing. To see this Kumo twist, Kumo twist, Kumo twist, and Kumo twist. Four Kumo twists in a row before even the prices reach that area is very rare to see. And what that means is that probably the price is going to go like this, basically. So I don't expect, unless something changes drastically, like the price breaking the Kumo, retesting the Kumo, and started a new trend. I don't expect this to either go full bear or full moon. I do expect this to, you know, sorry, give me 1 second. All right, I'm sorry about that. Um, so yeah, this is what it's saying. We just need to define the strongest level. Probably we have. I think I have those levels. Yeah, these are uh, the probably the area where Bitcoin is going to move around. Like I mentioned before in previous streams and analysis too. This is a long area, 8647. This is a short area, so 14,190. So whenever the price holds these levels, then you long, and whenever the price reach these levels, then you short. And that's probably going to happen for a while until one of those levels give up. I mean, this is bearish. This is going to be extremely bullish. So that's what probably we should expect. But I mean, we're talking here about a month, and I'll probably do like 100 streams before any of these two levels gets broken again. Although if we do the head and shoulders thing, we are going to be breaking this level again. But I mean, we already have that plot, that idea sorted out right there. Um, what else there is to say? Um, I think it's pretty much resumes everything because the problem is this. I mean, if such a big time frame as the monthly have such an amount of mixed signals, of course anything else under it's going to have the same. As you can see here, the price was rejected by the the Kijun, which is predominantly bearish over the Tenkan for 4 weeks. And now we broke it. But now the Chiku here is, there you go. Now the Chiku is facing resistance from the Kumo. and now it looks like the Chico will get under the price. But of course, that won't be forever because if the Chico stays within certain levels, at some point in the next couple months, it's going to be above the price again, and then it can get under, and then up and under. So this price action definitely still says the same, like more sideways action. You can see here how the Kumo is getting flat, like it's not showing right there. This is a very important level, and it makes sense. 84, 79, it's the same levels that we have been talking about. Um, as you can see here, the Kumo is not getting bigger towards the very side. It's not twisting either. It's not getting green. So, I mean, it just means flat. It means equilibrium. It means like sideways movement. If you go to the weekly, it's going to be the same story all over and over again. I mean, this should have been like the strongest level ever. So this should have been resistance, strong resistance. However, you can see how the price had this price action above the level, and now it's having it again. Now we get like a tiny red, then a tiny green, then another red, then a flat red, and now it's closing green. So again, the weekly is just showing what the 2 week is showing us, and that's just showing what the 1 month is showing too. So it's the same story all over again. Then I have another option I've been like recently, and this one goes with the idea of Bitcoin being a real store of value, like getting exactly a stable coin. Stable coin, a stable coin where probably the slope of this accumulation is not here, which is actually in too much decline, but it's something like this. So if give me 1 second, sorry. I'm sorry for that. So if we get this breakout here, let's say we're going to go up to 11.8 or 12 or whatever. So the target for this falling wedge that looks to that we broke and we're testing right now, you can see here is around this area. So this area here would definitely offer, in this case, a we could have a second touch here. So we have one and one and two and two. And this would definitely open the the game for a, and you can see here 14K is exactly the level here. You see 14,190. So you can see here 14.2, 14.1. There's also a relationship there. So this could open a wide range of area or space for the price. Price can go like, you know, and spend a longer accumulation, then have probably a third touch here, and then break after in 21, 2022. Definitely after all this turmoil goes away, and Bitcoin definitely serves its purpose as a stable coin, like as a store of value, some place when you can put your money, and even though it will have fluctuations, it would just won't go to zero. So it would be a safe and private place to keep your money. Then if we have this and then we get a third touch here, then that will be another story, because that means that probably it'll break that level. But of course, I mean, I hardly think that happens. But either way, everything options that we need to understand, we need to have under our, you know, on our brains. So what else I wanted to say here about becoming a monthly again? Um, like I've been saying since April was a big month, and June is a big month too for Bitcoin. We're actually ending a cycle here. Like from here on, we're starting a new cycle that is probably going to last a couple more years, exactly from June. But I mean, still we can spend a few months going sideways, maybe going up to 40K, then down again. It's just more of the same. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. I was trying to see similar action on the Ichimoku right now on the weekly, and I found are very similar because I wanted to see which asset had a similar Ichimoku formation to compare that to something else. And of course, I found that in gold. So if you see here, and we go to gold here, I believe on the gold is a monthly. Uh, yeah, this is good too, either way. All right. So you see gold here. Gold is a store of value, pretty much. So we have the massive bull run. Then we got a bear trend, as you can see right here. It got an accumulation of a long, very long time until it broke, and it's on a bull trend right now. It's about to reach all-time high again. So it's ironically, of course, we all call Bitcoin digital gold. If you see and analyze the Ichimoku, because these fake outs were really interesting to me. So if you see here, after the downtrend, there you go. So I was just trying to find the same kind of Ichimoku formation. There you go. So you have the top right here, which seems to be this one, something like that. But I'm more interested on the Ichimoku price action. So Ichi two is here, Ichi two is here. This is what we're going to see right now. So you see, we get the Ring Kumo going in, Ring Kumo going up. I mean, then we get kind of a flat red Kumo. We're getting kind of a flat red Kumo here. So you can see that after, and you see how we got a few fake outs on this ring Kumo. So it's the same thing that we're having here. So you can see how after this ring, just at this ring Kumo, the price went up higher than this level, but not higher than this one. So it's kind of in the middle of those two. So if we analyze that, we see that level. Wait, this is turning into a mess. All right. So we have this level right here, and then we have this level. So the middle will be around here. So this peak here above the red Kumo. So that would definitely, if we consider one, this goes down to 6K, 7K, and then goes up from there, it'll go here around 12K, which is what we're expecting. Then you see it again going down to Tesakumo, going down to Tesakumo, then going up to that level again, and going up to that level again, hanging around a little bit under at 11K, and then going down almost to the previous level that we had there, which is here. If we measure the extensions, it'll probably something around here, maybe a massive dip to 6 or 5K again. So if we keep looking at it, this is here. And from there, 2021, then we'll start a new bull run. So this makes this not only makes sense technically, because Ichimoku is telling us that as you can see, the clouds are basically identical at this point. This not only makes sense technically, but it also makes sense fundamentally, because what is going on right now in the world? So the world is going crazy left and right in every country, every continent. We have COVID, we have crazy shit going on. We have the protests, governments, like all sorts of crazy things. So in order for Bitcoin to grow to higher levels, we would need a massive influx of money. And sadly, right now, I don't think um, I mean, at least retail or even investors or big companies are going to invest like big money in Bitcoin because, I mean, we're talking about trillions here. So probably this is going to keep behaving as a pretty much like gold here, as a safe haven where we will get fluctuations, volatility, and stuff like that until things recover maybe in 1 year, a year and a half from now. And then maybe then we will have the conditions to start a new bull run. There are good news about this. The good news is like if Bitcoin behaves like this in the upcoming 6 months, then probably this means that alts are going to have a really good party. So that's the next conversation. Or what the hell is going on here? What are all these things? Let's see. All right. That's the second part we're going to talk about it. And they're alts, of course. If Bitcoin So there are a few conditions for alts. If Bitcoin goes like this and alts are bullish, alts follow. Everything moves up. That means crazy amount of money is going into the market, like it happened in 2017, where every single thing moved up. Then you have another scenario where Bitcoin moves up and BTC pairs go down. Of course, if Bitcoin goes up in dollar price, in order for alts, if no new money is going up, if no new money is coming in, then alts, in order to keep the same dollar value, they need to go down in BTC price. So that's the second option. The other option is when Bitcoin goes down in dollar value, in order for the alts to keep the same dollar value, they need to go up in Bitcoin value because that means if the alt is worth $1 here and Bitcoin goes down against BTC, then the all needs to go up in BTC to keep the same value of $1. That's the other option. And then the other option is an alt season where Bitcoin cools off, just moves sideways for a while, you know, and then that Bitcoin going up and down starts bull trends for alts. And they just go up and up and up and up. I can see very a lot of alts going on right. A good example is Inch PTC. We want to look at this after a long accumulation. We want to see a massive Kumo because once we break the Kumo, the next horizon for that price is the top of that Kumo. Of course, we're going to be there watching, calling the tops, calling the important dates for alts, but this is almost certain. I mean, it's either this or rejection. I mean, sometimes they get to the middle and then go down from there, but a lot of times, I would say probably 70, 80% of the times, this is called, actually, people call this edge to edge. In theory, you should never trade a Kumo because I mean the price is trying to decide where to go. So you just wait until it gets out of there to long here, and you just wait until it gets out of here so you find new entries. But the Kumo is not a place to trade. But in theory, we know that a lot of times the price action does this, an edge to edge movement, and it's what's going on right now. So you enter here at the Kumo breakout, or maybe here at the bottom, and then you just write that out. And there are tons and tons of coins like that with the with massive Kumos. I cannot tell you how much money I made in 2017 writing Kumos. One example of it, I think it was Can BTC. No, it wasn't Can. I oh, it was in it was in Cryptopia. That's why it's not here. I know. Let me show you another example. I don't know. There's like all of them are like that. Algo, for example, Algo. Let's see, Algo. No, it doesn't have enough history to do that. 2 week, 3 day, 1 day. No, not enough history. This is an example of something that could have been, but it wasn't. You see, it broke the Kumo. Instead of coming here, it got rejected, which meant we were going to find new lows. So, oh, by the way, if you guys want to get on TRX, is Bitcoin is breaking out right now. Well, actually, not anymore, but it's breaking. Let me see, TRX BTC. TRX BTC USDT. Yeah, I think it's BTC. Yeah. So we have a nice trend here where we have one, you see, we have one, two, three touches. We're breaking out, we're retesting. So the suggestion of 2RX breaking out here and a possibility of a move up in a Bitcoin pair suggests that Bitcoin is either going to go down or move sideways. So that's definitely something to look for. That's another layer of information that can help us. So it seems to be breaking out right now. So if we measure this, probably from here, so we don't get greedy, something like that, we would have probably that going at like, you know, 249 sats, which is going to be roughly around 46% in profit. So not a bad situation right now. It's not confirmed. I'd love to see this trade above the Kuma, but it looks really good. It looks really good so far. Um, but let me see if we have here the Kuma. Yeah, you see we have one of those massive Kumas here. So eventually, once TRX breaks that Kuma, chances are that it's going to come here. And you can see this is a major level right there. Here, resistance, resistance, support, resistance, resistance. So we have like one, two, three touches, probably, or two touches if we count this is one and this is two. And this is going to be a strong resistance. But this is Kumos like this are great for bull runs, of course, considering that we have a bull run. I mean, we've had a long accumulation here. Let me see if I find another example of a big Kumo. Let's see if Neo has one. Neo Bitcoin. Yep. You see? Look at that Kumo. That's the kind of Kumo that you want to see because you have something that went down exactly 95% in price since it was here until it reached the bottom. Then reached the bottom, it had a long-term accumulation, long-ass accumulation. Now, if we go to the daily, go. If we go to the daily, we have here Ichimoku signal, Chiku breaking, good established bottom with a mini accumulation. Price goes up, then it goes under again, but it doesn't go to this level. And now price is breaking the Kumo. Tenkan and Kijin too. We have the Kumo green pointing up. The Chico is breaking the Kumo too. So this is a very good prospect to start a bull run in the midterm, long term. So this is on the daily. You see how little this is. How some people go like, oh, this run like 50%, but the potential here is just unbelievable. If we go to the weekly, the 2 week, we have this. This literally, and I saw actually many coins have candles like this in a week or in 3 days, and you have here like 400%. You see those groups that say like we have a new signal tomorrow, like get with us and let's all pump that stuff. I mean, it's just cycle and key levels and stuff like that. They're just part of the game. Without them, the price wouldn't move in the way it's supposed to. But I mean, we can pinpoint really, really good dates. But the best play is just to get at a good level and just wait for it. Once this breaks and probably touches this Kumo, there's a good chance it tries to go to this edge. And again, if you click that, you see that's a very important level. So prices with this kind of Kumos is really exciting during bull trends because this usually these movements happen fast. And like I said, they go edge to edge. Also in terms of Bitcoin, let's go back to Bitcoin. Um, when we reach a major Ichimoku level, let me see something really quick here. Let's see. All right. So the target for this was like, yeah, like here, Ichimoku's suggestion, the suggestion target for Ichimoku. And this is looking like, this is closest one, June 5th. So in 3 days, oh, this is a new 3 day candle. Yeah. So right now, this is a inside bearish engulfing candle. So, but I mean, look at this. We cannot judge that this was bullish and then it went down like for 2 weeks and then up and then down. Anyway, um, what else? What else? What else? What else? What else we have? I mean, I think that's it. Everything we can talk about. To recap what we had, this is what we have right now. Again, most likely building an ascending, right? Let's get rid of this. Um, we have three touches here, 1, 2, 3, and in the ascending we have 1 and 2. So that's a recap right now. You measure the target for that, looks like this. You have this here, you have this here. This one is at 71. This one is at 12K. That's basically what we have here. Put it here smaller, so we know that's the current support right now. And let's go to the small time frames are so ridiculous right now. I mean, look at this. This made sure to liquidate every single person. Um, uh, I was pissed off yesterday because I missed this long, and as you can tell, it caught me off guard because I was not expecting this. This should have gone down from this level, but now today I am happy that I missed that long because look at what happened today. So this was out of place definitely because it wrecked every single short. And now in 5 minutes they wrecked every single long that opened here at this level. So let's see. Let me see what we have here. One, two touches is right there. Yeah, perfect. Down to the dollar. So second touch here and third touch bound from there. So now it's just waiting time. You know the level I like. It's right here, 91.33. That's a place that I like in the past to open longs. Maybe if we open, let me see the price here. Yeah, to down here is 3% to go under this line is like 2%. Maybe, I mean, if we load longs here, then this red line would be the stop loss. Cryptopia. Yeah, this Cryptopia, man. Yeah, that was crazy. I had money in there. I took it out, luckily. Like, I had like three Bitcoins in there, spread out in shitcoins. And I got it out 5 hours after the hack. I don't know why, but I was able to. I was really lucky. Um, so if we load up some longs here at 91, I would say this would be a good place to play stop losses. But I think, like I mentioned on the analysis for this one, I like to wait it out for the dates, like June 8th. June 8th is a big confluence. So, but of course, we're going to be, I mean, monitoring this in the next 6 days. I mean, because probably this is going to form some sort of accumulation around this area. So we will see if we get a force touch here and we break and we retest here and we start to go down from there, then for sure this is probably going to get a third touch too and then break from there. And I believe this is going to happen very fast. So on the other hand, if we stayed about these same levels and we bounce really quick, let's say we have a couple weeks and they get bought up really fast, the price stays around this level and then it starts to climb up, then we will start, I will start considering longs like around 97, 98, something like we can have a third touch here and maybe a fourth touch that breaks everything and take us to the next, to the target, which is basically 12K. And it'll probably happen really fast too. Whatever it is, we're really close to having like a lot of confluence soon. Let me see. I'm just going to leave this chart around this area. I mean, with the system, of course, we will have more specific levels and other tools, but you know the drill. Let me see here. This one. This is a chart that I wanted. So this one is very important. This one talks about cycles. So here you can see the bullish cycles for Bitcoin. Actually, this is a golden ratio rectangle. This is an extension from top to top, and the golden ratio for it is exactly this extension ending in June 1st on the weekly, like this week literally. The next week, June 8th. So right now, so far, we are holding the support on this trend line. Um, so that's very interesting. But you can see here, bull trend, price, the stochastic stayed above the 50% all the time. It was just bounce, 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 bounce. All of this bouncing price went up. Throughout the bear trend, the opposite happened. It started the bend trend, price breaks, the stochastic breaks, then it does the opposite, stays under throughout the whole bear trend, and then we just bounce. Every time we make a pick, we go down, peak down, peak here with a heavy divergence. There we go, making lower highs, making higher highs here, down from there. Now, here, exactly on April, we broke the level, the 50%. We reach a peak here, and now look at this. Price went up and accumulate around all this time, the stochastic went down. So ideally, we would be looking at something like this. In this case, right here. So if this is really bullish, then the price should move sideways and the stochastics should go down. So if the price still above this level, above 80A, above 90, 9K, above 95 or something like that, still at this level, and the stochastics bounces from there, then this is probably the start of a new entire bull run. And it's supported by a lot of other metrics here. You can see it. You can see it on. I have another chart. I'll show you in a second, which is not here. It's somewhere else. Let me try to find it really quick for you guys. This one, not this one. Oh, there you go. This is one right here. So let me get it right here. There you go. This is not one I've been studying lately. You see, this is a, we get this divergence. We end up having here the bottom. We have the bottom, and then the price went up as soon as the gas entered into this channel. You see, once it broke this, then the bear market came, stayed, it went down. Now it looks here in this divergence that we had this bottom, made lower lows, but we had higher lows here. So if we're going to get in a bull run, then this is another good metric too. I mean, this is mean it's going to happen like that because probably we would have to be like halfway to know the levels. Like, I mean, if we bounce 1, 2, 3 times from here, then we will have a for the future a good reference of where of the places to buy dips and to sell. So, but this is something else I'm analyzing right now. I believe, and this is a bullish scenario, of course. This is considering that instead of moving sideways, something changes fundamentally, and instead of keep moving sideways, we just break this. This is log. I don't do trend lines in log, but I'll just do it now for the sake of the argument. We enter into a new bull run, then probably, will it'll help to see that and the price go like this. So that's something else I have my eyes on and I'm studying right now. But of course, I'm going to save these and carefully analyze that as time goes by. Someone made a request. Let me close this. Close this up. Close that. So let's open a new chart. I'm going to keep this one. I'll answer your question in a second. So we have this Bitcoin here. Oh, there's another interesting thing here on the weekly. One of gun rules is that if the price reaches the highest point of the past 4 weeks, that means that the next week we're going to have higher price, higher levels. Come on. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Highest price of the past 4 weeks was 1074. So we just breached that. So according to that rule, in theory, we could see higher prices next week. So, which goes in tune with our date, which is June 8th. So that's another thing we need to consider, and that's what we need. But it will go with the same thing right here. If on June 8th or before that, maybe around 6 or the 5 or the 5th or something like that, we start to see the price curling up and trying, attempting to touch there and to have a third touch hit there, then we'll know this is probably going to be true. And next week we'll see a higher move. We see a higher move, then probably, then we'll probably see the price going. I think we'll see a big candle, then the price accumulating for a few weeks and then going down from there. Because I don't really think the price supports any more pushes past 11, 8 or 12K without having a serious correction. So then in that case, $10,000 will become a strong support, as you can see here. But I mean, like I said, the price can bounce between 10 and 9 and 14 for a long time. So it's all within the same playing thing we have right now. Someone asked about silica. Oh, look at that beauty, man. That's beautiful. That's things on a moon mission. Um, it's strong. Not much I can say. Let's see this 3-day weekly. Oh, you see, this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a coin I told you guys to load up here. Like literally here around this level is where I probably told you to buy silica. The target I gave was like the conservative one, I believe was around here, something like this. You probably will go with the Kumo, and that's probably a 1500%, 15x or something like that. So it looks good. Let's see. This is in a really good bull trend. At least the start of it. Of course, we're going to have pullbacks and stuff like that, like the one we had before, um, which is, um, but it's a long-term hold. This thing is a kind of asset that can do stuff. I mean, think about Ethereum. The first cycle for Ethereum, you look at it right now and it looks like this. Then it did this. Now it's like this. It's a regular cycle. This is the first pump or silica listing. So this thing can easily do something like this. And it's so low in price. And something like this is like, I don't know, 27,000%. It's possible. If the price is good, fundamental is good, something like that is possible. That's something that only people with strong hands, it's going to be able to enjoy. Meanwhile, I mean, we just need to trade the chart as it is, unless you have a plan to hold forever and got every single dump or hold for a year or two or three. I mean, there are definitely several um, you know, strategies that you can use. But these coins, if you're getting like anywhere around here, I don't see any point selling these at all until you get like crazy amount of money. So someone asks here, also will move next week a little more since Bitcoin may have shakeouts. They will say put. I mean, it depends. Again, it depends on your strategy. If you're here or if you're here, it doesn't matter what Bitcoin does. It would be the wisest thing is just to hold. Now, if you're on the 4 hour, though, that's a different story because you can maybe say, oh, okay, next week this is going to dump, so maybe dumps here, and then from here it keeps going up. So if you want to close here, to load up here, which is probably like, I don't know, 20% down or something like that, then to accumulate more coins, then you can do it, definitely. But It depends with your strategy. If I take a look at the daily right now, it looks strong, but there's a little bit of deviation there. Let me see, it's stochastic. I'm sure. No, there's no, not at all. You see, we're making higher highs here. We're making higher highs here. So this definitely looks strong. If we go to the 3 day or the weekly, not 11, 1 week, like I mentioned, this one too. You see the weekly? Weekly is making higher highs, higher highs. We're making here higher highs and higher highs. So there's absolutely not a single reason to think that this is going to stop. I mean, it's probably going to face resistance either here at this level, or maybe it moves sideways a little bit and then keeps moving up. Maybe it'll face resistance here. It makes sense here because you can see this is an accumulation area. So you see it matches a Kumo. So it'll probably move here or something like that. If you, I mean, it's up to you. If you want to take some profit, like I mentioned in the chat, if you want to take some profit, you can take some profit. You can take maybe 50% and leave 50% for your moon bags. That's another thing people do a lot. I mean, that's the beauty of entering here. I mean, if you enter any asset here at this level and things starts moving like this, you have a ton of different options and everyone will represent profit. I mean, you can sell here and you will be in great profit. You can sell here and you will be in great profit. You can sell here and you will be in profit. As long as you don't lose your initial investment, some people do that. Some people just take 10% here, then 10% more, and they scale their profit as the price goes up. Other people just take 50% here and then leave 50% like on a hold for 2 years. And they're called that they're moonbags. Other people just sell everything here and they wait for a little bit of retrace and they buy there again and they go like that. It all depends on your proficiency, on how good you are as a trader or as an analyst, or your time ability, or your knowledge, or your, I mean, there's so many variables and way to do things that to, I mean, it's just anything can go as long as you're making profit. That's all I care. That you guys learn, you understand. I mean, it's what matters. That's why you're here. That's why you're putting your money on this thing. Not to gamble, but to, have a strategy and make discipline and smart moves about your investments or your trades. That's what matters, and that's what's important. Does anyone have any questions? Any alt, any chart, any Bitcoin? I think Bitcoin is really good. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Let's see what's going on right now. Ethereum. Hmm. See a shakeout here. We have the trend line says we have three touches here. 1, 2, and 3. Then we have a problem here because we're making higher highs, we're making lower highs on the stochastic. So that's quite a big divergence. So I would say that probably this is going to retrace a little bit. Maybe here, or something like that, but it'll probably retrace. However, it's rather bullish. It is bullish. Maybe we have a double bottom, nice double bottom here. Nice double bottom there. So the target for this is going to be something like, in no time, Ethereum is going to be like $400. That's the first target too. That's pretty conservative. This is all accumulation, by the way. If you zoom out, you will see like the gold chart, anything under here is just accumulation. That's why I always tell people, I mean, you get all, some of you get all anxious, like, oh, I miss the ride, I miss the trend and everything like that. You gotta, I mean, unless if you have enough knowledge to be a trader, that's one thing. But if you want to multiply your money, and it's on in the world, it's very rare when you have a quick make it all scheme. If it's quick, probably it's not healthy. If it's quick, probably won't last. So I mean, anything between $475 is a great place to start building a position in Ethereum because one, it breaks that Kumo and starts moving upwards, then it will probably start a new bull run, or at least that's what the chart is suggesting. So if you enter $400 and it goes to a 1500, so you're tripling your money, which is 300% is something that really not even the best trader on Wall Street gets in a year if they're lucky. I mean, they get 10% a year or something like that. If you come to someone and you tell them that you're going to make them 20% a month, they will give you all your money, all their money, like honestly. So if whenever you make more than 10% in a single trade, if you make 20%, 30%, 50%, 100%, you just gotta feel lucky, man. And you gotta protect those profits at all costs. That's why you sometimes see me being so careful and not taking any crazy decisions because I work my ass so hard for those profits that I really take care of them. I mean, if you're reckless on a risky environment, bad things are going to happen. So trading is very risky as it is. So if you're reckless about it, I mean, you can lose some serious money. So I try to avoid that at all costs. I got burned too many times in the past learning all this stuff and, developing my system to be reckless at this point. So let me see. XTC, XRP, DAG, and probably everything will be the same. XTC, BTC or USD? XTC, USD, see Binance. Cool. Look at that. Mm, kind of weird chart. XTC is a heavily, shell coin. Probably this will break a bull run soon. I guess there's some trend there in the stochastic. That there. Yeah, that here. It's just probably coiling up to do something there. And this is probably what we can see here. This is logarithmic. Yeah, Kumo says that too. Tiny Kumo twist. Kumo twist again here. Chico is above the price. So this is probably going to, I would say, move sideways a little bit more before it complete. Maybe it does like this. It does this. Maybe it does something like this, and eventually it breaks up in the long term, of course. Gas, Bitcoin, gas. Let's see, gas, Bitcoin. You just saw the chart with what was the coin I was charting? I was just charting. Um, I don't know. Neo. Yeah, thank you. It's the same story. You get the listing, massive pumps, money coming in, establishing, wrecking people, then downtrend, goes to the bottom, establish a bottom, goes into accumulation. Once we break that, it'll be bull run. It's still the same story as it is. So in the small time frames, yeah, it's pretty much it's kind of bullish already. There's a little bit of divergence there, making higher highs and lower highs here. But almost green, price is out, Tenkan and Kijun are out, Chico is out too. Probably a retest of the Kijun of the Chico here or at this level. It'll probably it's going to happen. Maybe price goes down here, it goes there, and then probably start to move up pretty soon. Same story. Anything that looks like this, if you have a hard time trying to understand what something is going to do, just zoom out. That's all you gotta do. Zoom out like that, and you can clearly see that price action. You can clearly see that this has been accumulating for since September. The volume profile will give you that too. We mentioned this in the previous streams too. Look at that. I mean, this is just ridiculous. This is big money coming in, like big, massive money coming in. So this is definitely a profile, accumulation profile here. So what do? You buy here. You buy here, you buy here, you buy here, you buy here. It doesn't matter. You just buy us at those levels and then you just wait for it. You just wait until it does this, and then this, and this, and this, and this. Um, so gas, and what else do you want to see? XRP. XRP is the same story. Yeah, that volume. That's just ridiculous. You see, look at this. One, two, three, four, five, six. 6 weeks in a row of higher volume than the 4 weeks we had when need went from 22 cents to $3. So this took 4 weeks. And in the past 6 weeks, and 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, we had like, I don't know how much more volume this is, but look at the candles. That's heavy accumulation, like the best kind you could have. In no time, of course, one BTC starts a new bull run, probably Ripple will follow suit, and then we will explode like that too. It will probably be something like this. And it goes like this, and then something goes like that, and then creates a new breed of holders here. And they will call like $500 for Ripple again. I think XRP, if we look at Poloniex, we will have an older history about that. It needs to be a BTC. Yeah, 2014. You see what happens here? This is a good example for you to see what happens. Look at all this accumulation. See the volume here. At this moment, we started to get massive influx of volume at this point. You see? And you do the same. This is what you need to guys do. To do. So you use, you see? First pump goes down, price accumulates, you get big volume, then breaks up, you start right there. It goes down, you get another pump, you get a double top, then bear trend, price is accumulating again, you get the volume, you see the volume profile, you analyze everything, and then you probably at some point will get something like that all over again. So, I mean, some variations here and there. We will know the dates. We can have a specific month and stuff in advance with different systems. If you do GAN or if you know about waves and particles or whatever you use, um, you probably will have a good idea of when exactly the pumps are going to happen. Rough idea. Um, so I think, I mean, DAG USD, it's hit BTC. Let's show you something. Why do you make me look at coins like this? Look at that coin. What the hell is that? It's a really weird chart. I will not tell you what to do with this. I will not be able to tell what to do with this. It looks like kind of an accumulation too. Let me just go this smaller time frame, daily maybe. Yeah, it looks like kind of an accumulation, long time accumulation. This is coupon, maybe a coupon. WTC. Let's see how it's our WTC. It's accumulating a little bit there. Went down a little, but it will have its moment soon. Um, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. DAG BTC. Mm, it's a little bit better. See through yeah, it looks like it's kind of accumulating. Definitely looks better. You can see here breakout. This is important level. Downtrend accumulation here. Accumulation there. Went up. Now it looks like it's building some sort of yeah, an accumulation pattern. Something like this. Something like this. Probably end these end in the double bottom. If it holds this level, if it holds this level, I'd probably say that it's going to break out soon. The target for this will probably be something like this up to here, which probably will bring a second touch to a bigger formation and so on. So maybe it looks like this, but it looks good. BTC looks good. I like it more. Seems to be doing a double bottom here. This area doesn't look really bad, but it looks nice. Um, any other questions? Everyone good? Thank you guys for coming. Appreciate that. I hope you learn some stuff. You have a better idea with Bitcoin, a clear path, a good plan. Don't get FOMO, don't get fear, be patient. And we will go step by step. So take care, guys. See you on the chat and talk to you soon. Maybe we need to do a new stream next week. Thank you, guys. Thank you for coming. Appreciate that. Take care. Awesome. Thank you, Samuel. Bye bye.